Welcome everybody to yet another Coffee Time with Hako, the show where I have my morning coffee and then I hop off into the void. Well met people, today I bought milk, so I have a coffee latte. Now there is still something kind of unique about this cup. It's not the Caledon motif, although that is pretty badass. But I tried out xylitol sugar. So it's like sugar made from birch, like the tree birch. And xylitol sugar is actually meant to like be actually good for your teeth. It's in a lot of gum. So I couldn't tell the difference, but you know, we'll see. But we're not here to talk about my coffee instead. Instead, this coffee time, number I think 84, I'm gonna dictate entirely to Komano Manato, the wolf fireman of Spook Shack. Now, a lot of people were really anticipating Manato, and a lot of people were also kind of disappointed when it turned out that he was an A rank. Now, I've spent my last 24 hours playing Manato extensively on the creator beta server. We are still under NDA, so I'm not allowed to show you anything, I'm not allowed to say specific numbers, but I am allowed to talk about my experience with him. But since this is formed on the creator beta server, changes might apply before Manato reaches live. So, Manato is a fire rupture agent, and anybody disappointed that he was an A rank, let me just say like this. If Manato was released early Season 1, he could definitely pass as an S rank. He is actually silly strong, especially if he's paired up together with Lucia. Now he still works kinda great without Lucia, but Lucia is definitely his best in slot teammate, as she will be for all Rupture agents. Manato is an on-field fire carry, similar to Evelyn and Soldier 11. And I thought, what's a really good Deadly Assault boss to like try out Manato's power? It would be Pompeii, right? Well, he's not available. And surprise, surprise, a lot of the Deadly Assault bosses that we have available over there, they are not the greatest to test out his power. So what did I have to do? Well, I had to test out his power on Deadly Assault bosses where, you know, he might be a little bit so-and-so. And my dudes, I was blown away. So we're getting a new Deadly Assault boss. Against that Deadly Assault boss, Manato M6 on his own engine with Lucia and Yufufu, I managed to get 45,000. Now, since most of you won't have done that boss, or, you know, even know what it looks like, you'll have no goddamn idea if 45 is good, but it's pretty good. So let's take a boss that you all know and love, / maybe hate, Miasma Priest. Manato, Lucia, and Yufufu versus Miasma Priest. So Miasma Priest, a boss that's weak to ether, strong against ice. Yishuan is like the intended agent, so Manato is a little bit out of his depth. How much did I manage to get? Well, as of right now, I managed to get 40,000 Manato, Lucia, and Yufufu. Now, you might be wondering, oh, is he locked behind that team? He is not. I've tried it with Lighter and Caesar. Now, Lighter is an excellent fucking teammate to Manato, but it's a little bit hard to like get Lighter's additional ability to work, since it requires either an attacker agent or a Caledon. So Caesar kind of fills that gap like very good, better than I'd say any other Caledon. With that team, I managed to get 29,000. Now Manato is an A rank agent, but he has a lot of little like tricks and techs and techniques in his kit. So I'm pretty confident to say that I'm not like maybe utilizing him to 100% yet. I might be talking in the 90% range, maybe in the 80% range. It's hard to gauge. But one thing I can say is that I fucking love using him. But you know what? Let's give Manato some numbers. So as an overall score, what would I give Manato? He is incredibly fun, like incredibly fun, a lot more fun than a lot of S-rank agents, I would say. There's a lot of like impact to his punches. It's kind of like Ben. When you use Ben and swing around, like you feel, you know, you just feel big and powerful. It's kind of the same thing with Manato. Like you just feel like the big bad wolf, like bashing people into the ground. And it just feels very good. And he also has this like dancing with his HP. A lot of moves will reduce his HP, so then he can like lifesteal it back, which is honestly quite fun. He has some ish parry mechanic with this special attack. He is just a fucking blast to play. And strength-wise, as I said, if he was released in early Season 1, he could pass as an S-rank agent like any day of the week. So incredibly fun, incredibly strong for being an A-rank. And then you also have to factor in that he is being rated up on Lucia's banner, which is his absolutely like best in slot teammate. And Lucia is not a niche pick, instead she's gonna be, yeah, I keep saying this, but I think she's gonna be one of the most important characters in Season 2. So like her banner is such an incredibly good deal. You get the best in slot supporter for Rupture, which is great. And also tagged along, you get a like on-field fire carry that paired up with, you know, the character on the banner. You are basically gonna be able to trivialize any sort of deadly assault content that isn't super like hard and normally focused. But any attacker boss and any Rupture boss, Manato just melts. So as an overall score, like everything put together, fun, strength, etc., all things considered, him being on Lucia's banner, it's hard not to give him a 10 out of 10, judged as an A-rank agent. That is right, our first ever 10 out of 10. Now, fun is subjective. You might hate playing Manato. I fucking love it. He is incredibly strong, and honestly, had they made him any stronger, you know, he would have surpassed Evelyn. Now, Manato in his best in slot team compared to Evelyn in her best in slot team will surpass Evelyn on some bosses that are like, you know, hard focused on Rupture. And also, of course, depending on what buffs are available, that deadly assault. Sometimes there will, you know, be nothing Evelyn can use, but you will have sheer damage buffs. Then, you know, M6 Manato will surpass M0 Evelyn with her best in slot teams for a lot of bosses. And that, of course, means the same for Soldier 11. On Pompeii specifically, which is kind of Evelyn's and Soldier 11's like best in slot boss, you know, they might be very competitive with Manato and maybe even pull ahead depending on investment level. But on other bosses outside of that, like a little bit outside of Element, honestly, Manato kinda has them beat. Komano Manato, he is here, he's a new powerhouse A-rank Rupture DPS, and the way I view it is that Manato is kinda our new Haramasa. We get one for free, but yeah, it's the new free-to-play accessible option to help us get through content, and he is a lot of fun, and he's really, really strong. A lot stronger and a lot more fun than I was thinking it was gonna be. Now, all of his mindscapes are good. We get one for free, but an M0 Manato versus an M6 Manato, there is gonna be like a lot of difference. And most of my testing with him has been at M6 and rocking his own A-rank engine. He's an HP scaler, just like other Rupture agents. And if you have, you know, Yishuan's engine, chances are you're not gonna be using them on the same team. So then he can make good use out of the Xingming birdcage. And the best team that I found for him so far is Yufufu and Lucia. Now, I wish we could take out Yufufu and put in Lighter, but that won't have Lighter's additional ability active, sadly. So what you kind of have to do in that case is you have to take out Lucia as well and slot in Lighter and Caesar. It's good, it's still super strong, but there is a drop-off in like not having Lucia anymore. Another thing you could do is Manato, Orphe, and Lighter. And this is obviously gonna be good against a boss like Pompeii that is weak to fire. So 3 fire radiants, all benefiting off Lighter's massive fire damage bonus. Not a best in slot team, but a fun team to like make Lighter work. That is my initial impressions of playing Manato extensively for the last 24 hours. He's a super goddamn fun character, and I think most people are gonna be very, very happy with how he's performing. Now, my experience and testing are with Manato on the creator server, so changes might apply before he hits live. And if there's any changes, if there's any adjustments, I'll tell you all about it. All things considered, our first ever 10 out of 10. We're heading into a Rupture push. He's a very easy accessible agent to help us get through the Rupture push. He's incredibly fun, he's incredibly potent, and he's tacked on a banner that is gonna be of great importance, and Lucia herself is of so much value. Like us just getting Manato for free for pulling on her. Dude, it's such a fucking good deal, and it adds so much value to an already super, super valuable banner. Oh, and just final thought hit me. A lot of people are probably gonna ask, can Pan Yinhu work as a third character? So like Manato, Pan, and Lucia? Absolutely. 100%. So everybody, as always, thank you so very much for watching. Have a big hug, and let me know your thoughts down below. Are you excited about Manato? Because you should be. Everybody, until next time, Hako out.
Oh, I wish that you could just take it easy. Lay back, fast the way I roll. So get off my tail, or else you will get to say hello to my doll. These sharks got a bite, don't you know? Don't you know? You should know that I'll fight them all. These sharks got a bite, don't you know? Hurry up and get it done, but don't run my patience to the ground. If you need me here, these sharks got a bite, don't you know? Ooh. Yeah, you better keep it fun. When I try, I'm second to none. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You will get to say hello to my doll. This shark